In the midst of our busy lives, cluttered with endless notifications and bustling schedules, there lies a powerful, ancient philosophy that champions a radical idea. Your true power lies not in controlling the world around you, but in mastering your own reactions to it. This philosophy is Stoicism, and it teaches that resilience, happiness, and profound peace come from within, not from the accolades or material wealth we accumulate. Today, we're diving deep into how Stoicism isn't just about enduring life's storms, but thriving through them by transforming our mindset and actions. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or simply curious about crafting a life of deeper meaning and tranquility, stay tuned as we explore these transformative Stoic principles that promise to change not just how you think, but how you live each day. If you appreciate what we're doing here, the simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button and don't skip any part of the video. Let's go. Number 1. Self-awareness. In the practice of Stoicism, self-awareness isn't merely reflective, it's transformative. It involves a rigorous examination of one's own judgments and reactions to external events. Stoics teach us that by understanding our perceptions, we can begin to control them, thereby reducing our suffering and increasing our happiness. This aligns closely with emotional intelligence, where self-awareness allows us to navigate our social environment with a clear perception of our own internal emotional states, as well as how these states might influence others. For Stoics, the practice of mindfulness, paying attention to the present moment without emotional bias, is a tool for developing self-awareness. This mindfulness isn't passive. It involves an active engagement with our thoughts, constantly asking whether our perceptions align with reality and whether they lead us toward or away from the virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about observing his own reactions and correcting them toward virtue. This kind of introspection enhances our ability to manage our emotions in challenging situations, a key aspect of emotional intelligence. Moreover, Stoic self-awareness extends to understanding our role in the larger cosmos. It encourages a perspective where we see ourselves as part of a bigger picture, which helps in managing personal grievances and desires. This broader view fosters a form of emotional resilience that's incredibly relevant in today's fast-paced and interconnected world. Integrating Stoic principles into the development of self-awareness can enrich the trait of emotional intelligence, providing not just a framework for understanding our emotions, but also for using that understanding to lead a more deliberate and fulfilling life. Number 2. Self-management. This is fundamentally about exercising control over one's reactions and emotions in various situations. It's a skill that requires not just momentary efforts, but a sustained practice of self-discipline and mindfulness, a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. For Stoics, self-management is not about suppressing emotions, but understanding and channeling them constructively. The Stoic approach involves acknowledging our initial emotional reactions to events and then choosing a rational and balanced response. This is based on the Stoic belief that while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses to them. Stoicism teaches that our suffering arises not from external events themselves, but from our perceptions of these events. By managing our perceptions, we manage our emotional responses. Epictetus often emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is in our control and what is not. He suggested that mismanagement of our reactions comes from a misunderstanding of this distinction. Embracing this Stoic principle can greatly enhance our emotional intelligence by giving us the clarity to focus on our own actions and reactions, thereby reducing feelings of distress and helplessness, often caused by external circumstances. In practical terms, Self-management involves daily practices such as reflection, meditation, and other forms of self-examination to develop a keen understanding of one's emotional triggers and patterns. This ongoing practice helps in cultivating virtues like patience, temperance, and courage, which are essential for effective self-management. For example, when faced with a stressful situation, a stoically trained individual might take a moment to reflect on the nature of the stressor, reassess their initial emotional response, and choose a course of action that aligns with their core values and long-term goals. Moreover, Stoic self-management isn't just about personal tranquility, it's about contributing to the harmony of the community by maintaining one's composure and rationality in social interactions. This aspect of Stoicism parallels the social competencies of emotional intelligence, where effective self-management enhances one's ability to navigate social complexities with grace and effectiveness. Integrating Stoic strategies into our self-management efforts offers a robust framework for developing resilience, ensuring that our responses to the world are thoughtful and consistent with our deeper values. This kind of emotional regulation not only improves personal well-being, but also strengthens our relationships with others by fostering a calm and considered approach to life's challenges. Number 3. Motivation. In Stoicism, motivation is not about pursuing pleasure or avoiding pain, which are common drivers in more hedonistic philosophies. Instead, Stoics are motivated by the pursuit of virtue, living in accordance with wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This type of motivation aligns closely with the emotional intelligence trait of being driven by an inner vision and personal standards rather than external circumstances or rewards. For Stoics, the highest motivation is the improvement of one's character and the practice of virtue in daily life. This is seen as the only true good, and everything else is considered indifferent, neither good nor bad in themselves, but only in how they are used. For example, wealth or health are not inherently good. They become good if used virtuously and bad if they lead to immoral actions. This perspective encourages a form of motivation that is steadfast and not swayed by external fluctuations, leading to a life of consistency and integrity. This Stoic view on motivation fosters resilience as it anchors one's drive in something stable and controllable, personal virtue. Unlike external goals that can be blocked or taken away, internal virtues can be pursued under almost any circumstances. This aligns with the emotional intelligence competency of motivation, where individuals are propelled by internal commitments and the satisfaction of doing what they believe to be right. Moreover, Stoicism teaches that true motivation involves not only pursuing one's own virtue, but also working for the benefit of others. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, emphasized the idea of humans as inherently social beings meant to work together and help each other. This social aspect of Stoic motivation can enhance one's emotional intelligence by aligning personal goals with the needs and welfare of others, thereby enriching interpersonal relationships and community bonds. Integrating Stoic principles into our understanding of motivation provides a robust, ethically grounded framework that enhances emotional intelligence. It encourages us not only to pursue our goals with vigor, but to choose goals that contribute to our personal growth and the common good. This form of motivation is not just about achieving outcomes, but about becoming a better person in the process. Number 4. Empathy. Stoic empathy begins with the recognition that all humans share the same basic desires and aversions. We all seek happiness and fear suffering. This realization fosters a sense of kinship and understanding. Stoics practice looking beyond the surface of people's actions to understand the underlying motivations and emotions. This is akin to the emotional intelligence aspect of empathy, which involves perceiving and relating to the emotions of others. A key Stoic technique that enhances empathy is the practice of perspective taking. This involves imagining oneself in another's position, an exercise that Marcus Aurelius frequently advocated in his meditations. By contemplating the experiences, challenges, and feelings of others, Stoics develop a deeper appreciation for the struggles that everyone faces. This not only increases empathy, but also moderates our responses to others, encouraging a more compassionate and supportive interaction. Moreover, Stoicism teaches that we should respond to others with understanding and forgiveness rather than judgment. This is based on the belief that people generally do what they consider to be right, given their understanding and circumstances. If they act wrongly, it is out of ignorance and not inherent malice. Thus, Stoic empathy involves extending patience and compassion, recognizing that everyone is on their own path of learning and growth. Stoic philosophers like Seneca emphasized that true wisdom includes the ability to be empathetic. He argued that understanding the human condition and the imperfections that come with it allows us to better connect with others and offer help where it's needed. This approach to empathy not only strengthens interpersonal relationships, but also contributes to one's own moral and emotional development. Number 5. Social skills. In the Stoic framework, social skills aren't just about being charismatic or persuasive. They're deeply connected to virtues like justice and the practice of mutual respect. Stoicism teaches us that every interaction is an opportunity to practice these virtues, fostering not only personal growth, but also contributing positively to the lives of others. Stoics emphasize the importance of listening, a crucial social skill. For Stoics, listening is not merely about hearing words, but understanding the deeper sentiments and motivations of others. This aligns with emotional intelligence, where effective listening can lead to more empathetic and responsive interactions. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we might listen more and talk less. This principle encourages a focus on truly hearing others, an essential aspect of meaningful communication. Moreover, Stoicism promotes speaking with honesty and integrity. It teaches that one should speak only if it adds value. Words should be truthful, beneficial, and intended to build rather than destroy. This mirrors the emotional intelligence competency that values clear, constructive communication. In practical terms, this means expressing oneself clearly and considerately, ensuring that one's words contribute positively to a conversation. Conflict resolution is another critical social skill, where Stoicism provides valuable guidance. Stoics advocate for approaching conflicts with calmness and rational thought, striving to resolve disputes with fairness and without letting emotions dictate actions. This approach helps maintain harmonious relationships and aligns with the emotionally intelligent practice of managing interpersonal dynamics skillfully. Stoics also recognize the importance of adaptability in social interactions, being sensitive to the context and adjusting one's behavior accordingly. This means being aware of different social norms and expectations and responding in a way that respects those differences. It's about finding the right balance between staying true to one's values while also being considerate of others' feelings and perspectives. By integrating Stoic principles into our social skills, we enhance our ability to engage with others in a meaningful and respectful manner. This not only improves our relationships, but also aligns our interactions with our broader goals of living virtuously and contributing to the common good. This Stoic-infused approach to social skills ensures that our interactions are not just effective, but also deeply ethical and enriching. Number 6. Resilience to adversity. Stoics view adversity as an essential part of life's curriculum. Rather than something to be avoided, challenges are opportunities to practice virtues such as courage, temperance, and wisdom. Seneca often discussed how adversity brings out virtues that comfort and prosperity cannot. He argued that without challenges, our virtues like resilience would remain dormant, untested, and unproven. This Stoic attitude towards adversity is fundamentally optimistic. It reframes obstacles as beneficial, which aligns closely with the emotional intelligence aspect of resilience, where setbacks are seen as growth opportunities. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches the practice of premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. This involves visualizing potential challenges and setbacks as a way of mentally preparing oneself for them. By contemplating difficulties before they arise, a Stoic trains their mind to handle them more calmly when they do occur. This method builds mental and emotional resilience, allowing one to maintain tranquility and purpose even in the face of unexpected difficulties. The Stoic emphasis on focusing on what one can control, a core aspect of their philosophy, also strengthens resilience. They believe that while we cannot control external events, we can always control our responses to them. This perspective is empowering. It shifts the locus of control internally, making an individual more resilient to external shocks. Emotional intelligence similarly values self-regulation, which involves managing one's emotions to adapt and thrive in varying circumstances. In practice, resilience in both Stoicism and emotional intelligence involves maintaining a balance between accepting and adapting to adversity while also striving to overcome it. It's not about suppression of feelings, but about understanding, managing, and channeling them constructively. Stoics maintain that it's not events themselves that upset us, but our judgments about these events. By changing our judgments and perceptions, we can change our emotional responses, thereby exhibiting greater resilience. Integrating Stoic principles into our understanding of resilience provides a powerful framework for enduring life's challenges. It teaches us that resilience is not merely about bouncing back from adversity, but also about growing through it, becoming wiser and stronger for the next challenge. This approach not only enhances personal development, but also equips us to contribute more effectively to our communities, embodying both emotional intelligence and Stoic virtue in every aspect of life. Number 7. Adaptability to change. Stoics teach that change is not only unavoidable but also a natural aspect of the universe. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said that we should not seek to have events happen as we want, but rather want them to happen as they do happen. This mindset encourages a harmonious relationship with the nature of existence, where change is constant. By aligning our desires with reality, we reduce psychological resistance and distress, enhancing our ability to adapt smoothly to different circumstances. This principle is crucial in building emotional intelligence, particularly in managing one's expectations and responses in a fluid environment. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. This perspective is vital for adaptability, as it directs our energy and focus toward our own actions and attitudes, which are within our control rather than external events that we cannot influence. This teaches us to let go of futile resistance to change, and instead adapt our strategies and efforts to align with new realities. This Stoic practice not only fosters resilience, but also empowers us to proactively engage with changing circumstances with creativity and initiative. In practical terms, Stoics use techniques such as negative visualization, where they imagine and come to terms with the worst-case scenarios. This mental exercise reduces the shock and discomfort of sudden changes, as the mind is already somewhat acquainted with various possibilities. Such preparedness enhances emotional stability and readiness to act appropriately when actual changes occur. Stoic adaptability also involves maintaining a commitment to personal values and virtues in the face of change. Regardless of external circumstances, a Stoic strives to act with integrity, wisdom, and justice. This consistent adherence to core principles provides a stable foundation, enabling an individual to navigate the ups and downs of life with moral clarity and purpose. For emotionally intelligent individuals, this translates into behaviors that are consistently aligned with ethical standards and personal goals, enhancing their ability to make sound decisions amidst change. Number 8. Focus on what can be controlled. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously encapsulated this idea when he said that freedom is achieved not by fulfilling desires, but by removing them. In practical terms, this means distinguishing between externals, such as fame, wealth, and even the behavior of others, which are beyond our control, and our own thoughts, intentions, and actions, which are within our control. By focusing our efforts on our own attitudes and responses, we cultivate a sense of agency and calmness, even in the face of life's unpredictabilities and challenges. This Stoic mindset helps to build emotional resilience, enhancing our ability to navigate complex social interactions and personal setbacks with grace and effectiveness. For instance, in a professional setting, while we cannot control the economy, market trends, or decisions made by others, we can control our response to these events, such as choosing to upskill, adapt our business strategies, or maintain ethical integrity under pressure. Moreover, the Stoic practice of focusing on what can be controlled encourages us to invest our energy wisely. Instead of expending our mental and emotional resources on worrying about uncontrollable outcomes, we are encouraged to act where we can make a difference. This shifts our perspective from a passive state, where external events dictate our happiness and success, to an active state, where we take responsibility for our own well-being and contributions. Emotionally intelligent individuals leverage this focus to enhance their interpersonal relationships as well. They understand that while they cannot control other people's feelings or actions, they can control their reactions to others, choosing empathy, patience, and clear communication instead of frustration or anger. This not only helps in maintaining healthier relationships, but also in fostering a positive social environment. Integrating this Stoic principle into our daily lives encourages a profound shift in how we perceive and interact with the world. It helps us to live more intentionally, aligning our actions with our values and making deliberate choices that reflect our true priorities. It's a powerful approach that enhances both personal effectiveness and emotional satisfaction, encouraging us to live with purpose and dignity no matter what circumstances we face. Number 9. Pragmatic decision-making. Stoicism teaches the importance of responding to life's challenges with reason and clear judgment. Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius believed that the best way to face any situation is by applying a rational and objective mindset, which helps in assessing situations as they truly are, without the clouding effects of emotional bias. This aligns closely with the emotional intelligence aspect of decision-making, where one must navigate complex emotions and social dynamics effectively. In the Stoic tradition, pragmatic decision-making involves considering the potential consequences of one's actions in a broader context. Stoics use the concept of sympatheia, the interconnectedness of all things in the universe, to remind themselves of their responsibilities to others. This means that decisions are not made in a vacuum, but are seen as part of a larger network of actions and consequences affecting others. Emotionally intelligent individuals also recognize this interconnectedness and make decisions that consider both personal and wider social impacts. Moreover, Stoics are known for their emphasis on living according to nature, which in a decision-making context translates to actions aligned with one's true self and the reality of the external world. They advocate for decisions that support personal integrity and the common good, suggesting that the right choice is one that is both good for the individual and beneficial for others. This principle can help emotionally intelligent people in making decisions that are not only smart, but also ethical and supportive of their social environment. In everyday practice, pragmatic decision-making means prioritizing what truly matters, simplifying choices to what is essential, and avoiding unnecessary complications. It involves a disciplined approach to distinguish needs from wants, and focusing on what will genuinely improve one's life and the lives of those around them. For Stoics and emotionally intelligent individuals alike, this means making decisions that are thoughtful, considerate, and grounded in a well-rounded understanding of the situation at hand. Number 10. Commitment to personal growth. This commitment isn't about seeking perfection, but about embracing the process of continuous self-improvement and learning, recognizing that each experience provides an opportunity for development. In Stoicism, personal growth is closely tied to the concept of living according to nature, meaning living in a way that reflects one's best self and adheres to rational principles. Stoics believe that the essence of personal growth lies in expanding one's understanding and application of the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Each decision and action is viewed as an opportunity to practice these virtues, refine character, and therefore improve one's life. For Stoics like Seneca and Epictetus, personal growth also involves the rigorous examination and control of one's desires and fears. They teach that true progress is made when we can detach our well-being from external successes or failures and focus instead on our internal moral development. This Stoic approach aligns with the emotionally intelligent practice of self-reflection, regularly assessing one's emotions, motivations, and actions to better understand and manage them. The process of personal growth in Stoicism is deeply pragmatic. It involves setting realistic goals, reflecting on daily experiences, and continuously adjusting one's behavior to better align with virtuous principles. Stoics use techniques like journaling and meditation not just as exercises in self-expression, but as tools for self-analysis and improvement. They encourage us to ask ourselves not just how we lived each day, but how we can live better. Emotionally intelligent individuals mirror this approach by seeking feedback from others to enhance their understanding of themselves and their impact on others. They remain open to new experiences and ideas as sources of learning and inspiration, recognizing that personal growth is a dynamic, lifelong process. Integrating Stoic principles into the pursuit of personal growth offers a robust framework for anyone looking to deepen their understanding of themselves and their interactions with the world. It encourages not just self-awareness and self-regulation, but a thoughtful consideration of how personal actions fit within a broader ethical and social context. This Stoic-infused commitment to personal growth ensures that the journey is not just about personal satisfaction, but about contributing meaningfully to the world around us. Number 11. Appreciation of simplicity. Stoics advocate for living a life that prioritizes essential values over superfluous material or emotional excess. They emphasize that happiness and peace come not from abundance of possessions or intense emotional experiences, but from a profound appreciation of what one already has. This is evident in the writings of Marcus Aurelius, who often spoke about the importance of focusing on the present and finding beauty and gratitude in the simple things. This Stoic practice aligns with the emotional intelligence skill of being present-oriented and grounded, which enhances one's ability to enjoy life's simple pleasures without constant distraction or dissatisfaction. Moreover, the Stoic approach to simplicity involves a deliberate paring down of life's complexities to better focus on what truly matters: virtue, ethical living, and meaningful relationships. This is not about denial, but about choosing to live with clarity by removing unnecessary distractions that cloud judgment and impede personal growth. Stoics believe that by simplifying our lives, we can make more room for developing our character and deepening our understanding of the world. In practical terms, this might mean choosing relationships that are genuinely supportive and enriching rather than merely social or obligatory. It might involve prioritizing activities that nurture one's spirit and intellect over those that merely entertain or pass the time. For emotionally intelligent individuals, it means managing their emotional landscape by focusing on emotions that serve them well and letting go of those that complicate their lives unnecessarily. The Stoic appreciation of simplicity also extends to communication and decision-making. It involves expressing oneself clearly and directly, avoiding overcomplication in language or thought. This clarity not only aids in personal understanding and decision-making, but also enhances one's interactions with others, leading to more straightforward and genuine relationships. Number 12. Ethical integrity. This integrity is not just about adhering to societal norms, but about cultivating an inner compass that guides one's actions, even in the face of challenges, or when it might be easier to compromise. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on living according to nature, which for Stoics means living rationally and virtuously in harmony with one's true self and the wider community. Stoic thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius argued that ethical integrity is foundational to a well-lived life, suggesting that our actions should always reflect our philosophical commitments, no matter the external pressures or temptations. This Stoic view aligns closely with the principles of emotional intelligence, which values authenticity, self-awareness, and respectful interactions with others. In practice, Stoics advocate for actions that are consistent with virtues such as justice, courage, wisdom, and moderation. For example, they would suggest that in any given situation, one should act in a way that is fair, considers the well-being of others, and is based on thoughtful deliberation rather than impulsive emotions. This approach fosters a deep sense of integrity that is observable not only in major ethical decisions, but also in everyday interactions and choices. Moreover, Stoicism teaches the importance of self-consistency, being the same person in private as one is in public, which is a true test of one's ethical integrity. This consistency requires a high level of self-awareness and self-control, elements that are also crucial in emotional intelligence. Emotionally intelligent individuals strive to understand their emotions and motivations deeply, which helps them align their actions with their values more consistently. Ethical integrity also involves the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult. Stoics believe that one should be willing to face discomfort or even personal loss if it means upholding one's ethical principles. This aspect of Stoicism is particularly relevant in challenging or morally ambiguous situations, where the right course of action is not the easiest one. By embracing and practicing Stoic ethical integrity, individuals not only lead lives that are personally fulfilling, but also contribute to the creation of a more just and compassionate society. This integrity ensures that their presence and actions are a force for good, influencing others through example and fostering environments where honesty and virtue are valued and replicated. In this way, Stoic ethical integrity enriches not only the individual's life, but also the lives of those around them, embodying a powerful blend of emotional intelligence and moral philosophy. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us remember that the essence of Stoicism isn't merely about enduring, but thriving through wisdom, virtue, and resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey at Stoic Journal. If you're inspired to dive deeper, consider watching our next video, which explores the practical applications of Stoic principles in daily life. Thank you for being part of our community, and remember, the path to wisdom is a journey, not a destination.